We've had in our heads we're coming up against a better side, and mentally we haven't been switched on. That's because at this age, the internet, you know, that we read the scores naturally, it all influences our mind too much. And we go and think, oh, West Footscray, geez, they haven't lost a game this year. Who cares? It's all out the door today. I don't care that Point Cook's beat us twice this year. We have played, honestly, and I honestly can say this, we have played our best footy this year against Point Cook.
Drop it.
I've got a little note. Turn it off, Peter. I've got a little note down here. Last time we met, we played Point Cook at their home ground. How was the feeling at three-quarter time amongst the players and even the parents when we got into that huddle at three-quarter time? We were all up and about, weren't we? We thought we got them now. They were on the ropes. Their big boys were slowing down. Right? We've got to maintain 4 quarters today though. Right? That's the next thing. After this game, like I said to you as a trainer during the week, if we have a loss today, that's it for our season. No more game next week. We don't get another chance next week if we lose today. So I need out of you, every single one of you, 100% today. 4 quarters of footy today. Because there is no next week if we lose. So I would hate to think that a pool walks in and he can't look me in the eye after the game and say, I'll give you 100% today, coach. Because driving home in the car, his old man's going to look at him and say, how do you reckon you went today? And I'd like to think every single one of you can look your mum and dad in the eye and say, I busted me balls today and I'll give you 100%. Because if we all give 100% and we walk off the ground and the scoreboard's not in our favour, so be it. We weren't good enough. But I don't want anyone coming off this ground today saying, shit, I probably could have went a bit harder at that contest. I probably could have offered a bit more there. Because there is no next week if we lose today, alright? So I expect every single one of you to come off knowing that you've busted your guts, not just for your teammate, not for your mum and dad, but for the Tarnee Footy Club. The next thing I got here, it was probably 6 or 8 weeks ago, I got you in a huddle of training. It all comes back to giving 100%. How did the Olympic lady come off? How did she finish her marathon? Wobbled across the line like that, didn't she? Couldn't even run another step. They actually caught her as she fell over the finish line. Do you reckon she got in the car on the way home and said to her husband, I didn't give enough today? She nearly died on that track. I don't expect us to all wobble off the ground, right? She's run 42 Ks. But that is given 100%. And you've all seen it, you've all watched it, you've all agreed, that is giving 100% effort. And I'm telling you now, and the parents would agree, if we all give 100% today for 4 quarters, we'll knock this mob off. We nearly beat them last time in a quarter. And it was probably the first quarter that actually got us beat. Right? So whether you're starting on the bench or you're starting in the back pocket, or it's blowing a gale this side of the ground and you're on that wing, I want you all to be having an impact. Like I've said to you, Marcus, you're the best one in the side for it. You might be having an impact on the stats sheet. You might come off the ground having 3 kicks, but you've dropped 6 blokes with a bump, and you've put a shepherd on, and you've broken a pack up, which has allowed Mess to break free. That's having an impact without touching the footy. Right? Might be by voice. Having an impact just isn't getting that footy. It's helping out a teammate. It's all these little 1% things. Next thing I want to touch on. Yeah, we're the Tarnee under 12s. But we're not just a football side, are we? This is a family. Right? You give 100% for your family. I've got people and friends here that I'll probably have for the next 10 or 20 years out of you kids playing together. I know we have squabbles of training and things like that, but you've got to put all that aside today. We're not running out as a side or an individual. We're running out there as a family. Next thing I got here, and this is the final thing I'll say before we run out. It's about the memories, boys, right? Because I can guarantee you, maybe 10 years or 15 years down the track, when you get old like me and Darren and a few of the parents, sometimes that's all you've got is a memory. I was lucky enough to have another crack at playing this year. But prior to this year, all I had was memories. And today, you're going to walk away from this game with a couple of memories. It comes down to yous as to what that memory's going to be. Whether it's going to be a shit one, or whether it's going to be a good one. Because I promise you, there'll be a couple of yous in 10 years that are sitting there having a beer or something, and you say, what about that day against Point Cook? And I'd like to think in 10 years when you're having that beer, that you're talking about a good memory, about giving them a touch-up today, about going to the next final. Because it'll happen. So I can't, I've done my bit now. Darren's done his bit. We'll coach our bum off on the sidelines, but it's up to yous now. Yous are the ones with the boots on. Right? Yous are the ones that are going to decide whether that's a good memory in 10 years or whether that's a bad memory. Okay? That's up to yous now. I'm handing it over to yous. I'll be there on the sidelines and Darren will be there, but it comes down to yous now. We've done the training. Right? We've done the training. We've done the hard yards. We've been here since February. And it's all now coming down to this day. Right? This is our day today. And this is our time to stand up and do our bit for the Tarnee Footy Club. Alright, so on your feet.